Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how you wedge your piece of clay. So you need to push your stool in and stand up, and then the correct hand position is that you're going to use butterfly hands. So my hands touch, thumbs together, and I'm going to wrap my hands around my clay. Standing up, I'm going to push the clay down, and roll the clay back, and then move my hands forward. Push the clay down, roll the clay back. I don't have a number of how many times to do this. Has to do with how your clay feels, because right now what you're doing is popping air bubbles and you're making your clay the same consistency. But wedging is also going to dry out your clay. So if your clay is starting to get cracked a lot, or if it's really difficult to move the clay, now you've got leather hard clay, and we don't want leather hard clay for this step. So wedge it, I don't know, about 10 times. As you wedge it, it's going to start to look like a cone. You want it to look like a cone, because when you're finished, now you're going to take this cone shape and you're going to pat it into a round sphere. So I'm going to pat that piece so it starts to get flat, and now I'm just going to patty cake, passing my piece of clay back and forth between my hands until it becomes round. The reason I want to patty cake is because I am pushing the clay into the middle. I'm not smearing the clay around it. If I was going to roll it on the tabletop, all it's going to do is twist your clay, and it's not going to make it into a ball as easily. Okay, when I finish patty caking and it looks round enough like a sphere, now I'm ready to make my pinch pot. So I'm going to take the thumb of my dominant hand to make my pinch pot. My non-dominant hand is going to hold that piece of clay. I'm going to push my thumb into the center, and I want to pay attention not to push my thumb through the back side. So I want to get to about a finger distance away from the back of my clay, and then I'm going to pinch like lobster claws my wall, and I'm going to spin that in my hand as I pinch. You want to make sure that while you're doing this, your thumb stays in the middle. The outside hand is supporting the wall, so you're making your pinch pot get taller and not as wide. Eventually I can fit both thumbs inside, so now I can be using both thumbs in the middle, and I can spin the clay and pinch the clay to open this up. And it's okay if something tears, not a big deal, because you're going to stretch this clay anyways as you go. So when I think I'm finished, I need to look at the wall of my clay. I want it to be about a finger distance, or in thickness. So my wall is about a finger distance in thickness, and I have to feel the bottom of my clay. I want the bottom of my clay to be about a finger distance apart. When I have finished that, now I'm going to turn this over. This has become the head of my character. So now I'm going to take the time to smooth things on the outside edge. If you have a lot of cracks, just use your fingers to smooth it. All you need is a dry finger. The oils in your skin will make the top edge smooth, and all your little cracks will disappear. You do not use water. You just use your dry hand. Your natural oils will smooth things out perfectly fine. So that's the first step to making the head of your pinch pot.